If you've not seen Season Juan, stop watching now. A mukbang is something I don't understand it. I don't eat anything all day. Now that I am a celebrity, según yo, be able to have something in common with the viewers. We finish Season Juan, and it's very loco. Come along and watch me eat. No sé para qué. Un ASMR. It's follow a young man named Joe. Joe work in un bookstore. He run the whole place. And while he's working, a girl named Beck, Genevieve or Guinevere Beck, come into the store and he falling in love with her a primera vista. That's mean love at first sight. Joe falling for Beck. After, I don't understand why, because she's not that pretty. He could have fallen for somebody like me, pero he loco. They meet again, another time, and she been drinking. So, she fall on the train tracks, no sé por qué, estúpida, and he's saving her. When he's saving her, he take her celular. And now, he is able to log into her life when she get the new phone, and he is able to track her. He can follow her. He realize where she live. He's standing outside of her apartment, and she's with her boyfriend. He sees them argue or something, and then they have the sexto. And he's standing outside watching, and he's seeing her change and everything, and he start to masturbarse. He touching himself. His skin flute, he touching it, watching her. Benji, who is Beck's boyfriend, he cheating on her a lot. He's not a good guy. Joe go and kidnap him. He kidnap him, and he take him to the bookstore. In the bookstore, he have a big glass cage, como en Hannibal Lecter. Supposedly, the cage is to keep, old books that are worth a lot of dinero. Joe have different plan for this. He put Benji in the cage. We are introduced to Beck's best friend. Her name is Peach. She's very beautiful, but she's a little bit controlling. Her intuition is right because she not trust Joe. And Joe have a neighbor, a little boy, and his mother. The little boy's name is Paco. The mother name, I think, was Claudia. Paco, the son, is always in the hallway reading or whatever, while Claudia is inside doing God knows what. Joe, whenever he come home or he's leaving, he see the poor boy, he feel bad, he give him a book. One night, Ron, Claudia's boyfriend, decide that he gonna beat her, like physically. And Joe has had enough. He decide to kill Ron. And the scary thing is that Paco, the little nosy boy, he follow Joe, and he see when Joe kill Ron. I guess some time pass, and Joe and Beck start to date. Now that they're dating, he's more in her life. He continue to manipulate her every move, her existence. He realized she have a professor who is very perversion. Joe convincing Beck to go shopping for a bed, which he know that she need, because at this point he break into her apartment and he takes some souvenirs from her. He's so disgusting. Meanwhile, Peaches, she fake to get sick because she don't like Joe and she don't want Joe around. And Joe is not really like the Peaches, and she's put a damper on the relationship. Joe decide to bring Beck to the basement. Decide to give her a little insight into his life. This where we find out that Mr. Mooney, the owner of the bookstore that you never see, he used to lock Joe in this cage when he was younger for whatever reason. It's very twisted. Go back to Beck apartment. I think it's Beck apartment. Maybe it's Joe apartment. I don't remember. They go to somebody apartment and they decide to have the sexual intercourse for the first time. Pero apparently Joe is not prepared porque he lasts like 8 seconds. Bendito. As the time continue, Joe and Becca becoming more together to the point where Beck invites him to girls' night, which is very weird. Trying to figure out more about the Peaches, he start to follow her. I think he's trying to figure out her psyche and what her obsession essentially with Beck is. Peaches trying to get more time with Beck. She decides to throw a party, which she convinced Joe to do at the bookstore. Supposedly is to have Beck meet a publisher. During the party, decide to go into Peach's bag, take her laptop. Realize that Peaches no is as good as she claimed to be. She trying to sabotage Beck and her book deal and everything. As Joe is going through Peach's laptop, he see that Peaches have a lot of pictures of Beck in compromising position a friend should not have of another friend. Beck find out and she confront Peaches. Peaches is completely taken off guard. And Beck leave her in the street. And she go back to Joe's apartment to apologize to Joe for choosing Peach's side. Once again, Peach fake an illness. They have to run to Peach's. Joe is sick and tired of the Peaches esta. He decided to hit her with a rock on the head when she's running one day. After she come out and she's okay, whatever, she started to come on to him even more, as if she had seen him. Joe decided to leave. He get in this car, and he get into an accident there, and he bang up his head. After he banged his head, he start to hallucinate and see his ex-girlfriend. Joe is walking around Peaches and hallucinating, seeing stuff about his ex-girlfriend Candice, and she's talking to him and stuff. Peaches and Beck are arguing because Beck want to go back to see Joe. But Peaches don't think it's a good idea. She said there's something very wrong with him. You cannot see him. Joe is in the house. So Peaches have the gun, and she put the gun to Joe. They then struggle with the gun, and Joe shoot la Peaches. Beck and Joe relationship isn't as perfect as they may seem. They seem to have some obstacles. Beck is seeing a therapist, Dr. Nikki. Joe decide to go see the same therapist to find out some information on her. Dr. Nikki might also be a problem, and he's got to do something about it. Joe is starting to have trust issues. Beck decide I need a break a little bit, but no break up, just a little break during this time because Joe is so obsession with her. One day in the park, she realized somebody is following her. When she turned around, it's Joe. She break up with him. He's very distraught, very not good. So, but he continued to see the therapist because in some way it might help, but in his twisted mente, his mind, is keep him close, come back. Joe is dating a new girl, Karina or Karen. They're dating, everything is okay, everything is good, but something is missing, obviously. So one day, Joe and Karen go on a date, run into Beck, and you can tell if you pay attention that all of the feeling and all of the emotion start to come back. So Beck and Joe start to see each other en escondido, hiding. So essentially, Joe and Beck start to have an affair. Beck start to feel bad, and she decide to break up her affair with Joe because she's not feel good about this. After this occur, Joe decide to break up with Karen because even though Beck does not believe that she is good enough for Joe, Joe believes that she is the perfect woman for him. Beck is still suspicious about Joe a little bit and what happened with the ex-girlfriend, Candace, so she starts snooping around. And Joe introduced Beck to Mr. Mooney, who this entire time I thought was maybe dead, that Joe had killing him, but he's not dead. He's, very old, and you can tell that Mr. Mooney is not a very nice guy. Like, he has some issues, but he's too old now. And then obviously Joe is still caring for him. Joe realized that Beck had been hooking up con Dr. Nikki. So you know what this means, right? Confront Beck about the affair, and she decides that because she is in love with Joe, she gonna break off the affair. She look above his toilet in the ceiling. She see a box of stuff. Inside of this box is a stuff at hers. Make her very alarmed. Along with this stuff is also a lot of other stuff belonging to some of Joe's other victims. Joe grabbed her, and he realized, oh shit, she know everything now. He put her inside of the cage. While she's in the cage, because he figured she already know, he confessed to killing Benji and to killing La Peaches. Joe asked Beck to please forgive his immoral action as a justification that is he do it for love. She started to write a private investigator that's asking him about Peach's appearance. Beck managed to escape. She escaped the cage, and she put Joe inside of the glass cage. She started to invalidate him completely. She could never love him because of the things that he is doing. Somehow, Joe managed to he grabbed the Beck, and they start to tussle and whatever, and he ended up killing her. Some time ago, and Beck her book that she was writing inside, it starts selling like hotcake. Somehow, the blame for the murders and everything is put on Dr. Nikki. So Dr. Nikki get arrested. He's back up. Clearly, he's moved somewhere. In the last episode, he is in un bookstore. Somebody show up, is walk to him and say, we need to talk. The person that say this is a female, and that female is Candace. Oh my god, Candace is not dead. Thank you guys so much for watch.